Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's tuxedo time. So this is actually it's my first card submission I've ever done to SGC, PSA, anyone. So I kind of just want to go over it and just show you what I got. We'll talk a little bit about my just experience overall, pricing, all that type of stuff. So I'm gonna have a lot of cards I want to get graded, and a lot of those I would prefer to send to PSA, but just with I think when I had submitted these, PSA did not have their economy open. Since they've dropped their economy down, their $50 economy option is available. I think you have to have pay that membership of $100 to use economy, and I'm not sure what those return times are going to be like. I don't know if that's like 3, 5, 6 months or whatnot. But back when I submitted these, they still just had that $100 option open per card at PSA. I submitted these January 7th. They received them January 12th. They started grading January 28th. I think it made it to post grading that same day, and it stayed in post grading for I think over that weekend and like to that Monday, and then on February 1st it shipped, and February 3rd I received it. So the whole time from the time that I submitted, shipped, and received them back was less than a month. So it was between 3 to 4 weeks, somewhere in that range. So it's actually pretty good turnaround time. Definitely happy with that. Now that was $30 a card. I have 8 cards here. Is what I submitted. So I have a variety. I have some baseball, football, basketball, some current cards, some cards from the 80s, cards from the 90s. So I have a good variety of cards. I wanted to get a feel just for the grading system. These aren't necessarily like the top cards I wanted to get graded. I just wanted to send a variety just to see how it worked out in general. But it was $240 for $30 a card, 8 cards. It was $240 plus $25 shipping. From them to ship it back, and then it only cost me $5 to ship. I had an old box. I mean, it was actually, I was surprised on how much my shipping costs were. So total cost of shipping, taxes, everything included was $270. If you break that down, it's $33.75 per card. So, which actually is not bad. I thought it was going to be closer to like 35 plus per card, but actually it was 35 to 40 per card once every shipping and everything was paid for. But total was only $33.75 per card. So let's go ahead and get this sucker open. Like I said, I have so many cards that it's just like I do like SGC's slabs, not as much as PSA. Obviously, PSA, you have the better resell and all that type of thing. Wait, man, this box is. How do you get this dang on box open? Is there okay, there we go. We go this way. I was about to destroy this box. Holy cow! I was gonna terminate this thing. Okay, let me see if I can get this. Let's go ahead and put this down a little bit. Let's put it down like that. Actually, I want to start from the back. Sorry. Let's see what is in here. Got invoice and all that. Okay. Raw card graded. Okay. That's it. Yeah, so I'm going to go over just a little bit of where I got the card for, we'll see what the grades are on these cards, and then I'll kind of tell you what the current kind of price is on some of these returns. Just keep it pretty simple. So we'll go first card is, this is, I actually pulled this card on the channel. This is the Tua 2020 Prism Rookie, and this is the green Prism. And I think I pulled this out of, I want to say, a hanger box on the channel. All these cards, like I said, this is my first time submitting. I got magnification, I got a centering tool. So all these cards, I was pretty confident that they would all be 9s or 10s, but I was not sure. But like I said, I don't know if they're all going to be 10s. I mean, when you get to 9 and 10, sometimes it's even under. If you do your centering and magnification, you can still find stuff that when you send it in that they're going to have an issue with. So it kind of just is. It is what it is. So this is a 9. So first card is a 9, and I think a 9 of this is going for around 60 to 100. This is probably a card. I wonder. You know what it is? It looks like there's kind of like a little line right there. I don't know if you can see that, the surface. I think centering and edges and all this was really good, but think there may be like just a little surface like print line on there. And that's kind of like what it may have caused it from being like a 10. But overall, I think the centering and stuff on this card was really good. I thought the condition was pretty good. Like I said, I just sent it in. This is a card that I will probably, you know, I can get my money back worth out of this card, and I probably will. I don't see a big upside for Tua personally. I do think this is a cool card, the green prism for Tua and the Dolphins. I don't know if they're going to stay with him going forward. So this is probably, like I said, if I can get my money's worth out of this card now, I probably will. I'll probably get rid of that card. Okay, so next up we have Jamar Chase. Oh, there's no, dang it. Why don't they got, I thought they were going to put them all in like little sleeves, and they did not. That sucks. Huh, what the heck? Okay, so this is actually the Jamar Chase rated rookie. This is the portrait card. I got this out of like the first Don Russ blaster box that I got. I've gotten about 7 or 8. I've gotten probably like four standard ones, probably 4 holiday. I've gotten 7 or 8. This was the first box that I got, and this is, like I said, this is the portrait card. Let's go ahead and see what this one is. Okay, 10, nice, sweet. So we got our first 10. And this one, a 10 goes for, I think it's selling for around 100. So I think a 10 is going for around 100. A 9 would have obviously, I probably would have maybe broken even if even on a 9. So cool, we got our first. This one I'll probably hold. I mean, obviously receivers aren't really something you want to hold for long term. He's probably going to be rookie of the year. He's in the Super Bowl now. Cool, we got our first. That one could possibly, if they win the Super Bowl, that one can possibly go up a little bit. This is a Trey Lance. This is a optic, Don Russ optic pink preview card. And I actually bought this. Lance is the guy I've been buying up a lot of raw. Him and Justin Fields was, I'll kind of go into that. I'd like to do a separate video to go into that. Those are the 2 guys from this class that I see the most upside in personally. And I've been buying a lot of both of their cards raw and graded. But I bought this card raw for about 40 to 45 bucks, I want to say. Let's go ahead and see what this is. Okay, sweet, at 10. All right, so we got 2. So right now we got 2 10s, 1 9. And I think this and the 10 SGC goes for around like 100 plus, somewhere in that range. This is one that I would possibly think about paying to get it crossed over. This one I will not resell anytime soon. I'm a Niners fan, so this is PC, personal collection. Unless I can get another one. If I can get another 10, then I would possibly sell one of them. So I'll probably buy another one of those raw. So I feel like I got a good eye for those through scans. Okay, this is a 1989 Troy Aikman rookie, and I got this from Box of Wax probably like 5 years ago or so. I think I bought a box or 2 of the 1989 Pro Set Wax, trying to get some Aikman and Barry Sanders rookies, and I got a couple berries, but none of them were really that great at condition. This one I thought was in really good condition. We'll see. And a 9. So this one I think in a 9 goes for, I think, around like 20 bucks or something like that. So this one I will probably lose money on. I'm curious what's wrong with this one. I felt that the centering was really good on this one. Was not really seeing any issues with this. I have seen lately the SGC apparently on like 80s and 90s cards has a really low percentage of outturning 10s. They turn out like it's harder to get a 10 out of SGC on like cards from the 80s and 90s, or at least they have had a lower percentage of 10s than PSA has of recently, which I'm curious if that's because people who are submitting cards to PSA may be just more careful right now because they're paying $100 per card. I'm curious if it's because SGC is harder on those 80s and 90s cards, or because the price difference, people are just being a little bit more careful with what they submit to PSA. But regardless, I mean, that's a cool card to have in a collection. Shame that that's not a 10. I think a 10 of that goes for closer to 100. Here's a Michael Jordan. This is a 1990-91 Fleer. I actually had one of these in my collection growing up from a kid. I got a Fleer wax box from Steel City Collectibles for like a month or 2 ago, and I'm getting 5 Jordans out of there. I got 4 base, and I got one of the All-Star ones. This one was probably one of the better condition ones. But like some of these older cards, it's, the centering on this one I think was pretty good. But okay, another 9. Okay, so I think a 9 of this goes for probably close to around I think we're only like about 25, $30. So I probably took a small loss on this one. This is, obviously an iconic card. A lot of people have been trying to pick up this card lately because that Fleer box, you can get like 4 or 5. You get a lot of doubles out that box, and the cards are pretty decent condition. So there's the PSA and SGC counts on this card is getting kind of high, but it is a really cool card. And like I said, those boxes usually go for about 120, and I got 5 Jordans out of there. So I have a couple other that are pretty close condition, so I'm not sure if I'll submit any of those or not. The centering on this one is pretty good. It's not perfect, but it is pretty good. So I'm curious what the issue was with on that one. Okay. This is another one. This is a Jordan. What the heck is on? What is that smudge? Why is there like... Did y'all see that? That like black smudge that looks like it's on the car? That was not there when I sent it in. I know that for a fact. I'm curious how that happened. Huh. This is actually a car that I've had this. I got an Upper Deck 93 Upper Deck wax box a little while ago, and I got several Jordans in there. I got several of these base Jordans, but this was one I've had in my collection for a long time, and I thought this one was like pristine. Like I thought it was like great condition. I sent it in, and it's a 9. Okay, so yeah, the centering on this is on point. I couldn't find any issues with this card when I sent it in. It's a gorgeous card. I love this photograph. Early mid 90s Upper Deck did such great photography on their cards, and it's strange that I know for a fact was not on there when I sent it in. That like black smudge. So I'm curious how that got on there, and I'm curious if that's why it's a 9 and not a 10. So yeah, there's no way I would have submitted a card with that mark on there. And this thing, like I said, this thing was like pristine when I sent it in. So. And that does not look like it's on the case. It looks like it's like some kind of black ink from handling. So that's pretty troublesome. That is definitely a problem. Not sure how that happened. And like I said, I'm curious if that they graded a 9 because of that smudge, because that was not there when it got mailed in. For a fact, I know that. Okay, this is a 2003, 2004 Dwyane Wade Topps rookie. I was collecting a lot of 2003, 04 Upper Deck Victory and Topps. I have like a LeBron of this that I need to send in, but I'm waiting to send that one into PSA. I have a Melo. This one I thought was in pretty good condition. I've had this I got this out of like a blaster or a mega box, a retail box, years ago, back in 03, 04. I've been holding my collection ever since. And we got a 9. Okay, so this one as a 9, I think goes for, what does it go for? I think it goes for between like 50 to $80. Is like what this one is selling for. And I'm kind of like the LeBron that I have, I'm going to submit that one to PSA. I know that I feel like the LeBron is not a 10. I think it's like an 8 or a 9 PSA is what I'm thinking. Which still, I think it's still worth the submission price, because I think 8s go for around 500, 9s go for around 1,000. But that one I'm going to wait to submit to PSA. I'm not going to submit that here. And we have one more left. This is, let me take this out of the sleeve. So they only put the outside ones on the sleeve. Okay, so this is actually 2013 Nolan Arenado refractor. I had bought a bunch of, Arenado is my favorite baseball player. I'd bought like probably like 10 of his rookies back in like 13 or 14 for like $20. Like a Topps Chrome refractor, a Topps, Bowman's first. I bought all that stuff back in 13, 14 for like, it was like a lot, for really cheap. And I went through them, and this one was actually in really good condition. The Topps Chrome one is probably the base Topps Chrome, not the refractor, is in really good condition too. Okay, and this is actually a 10. So this is actually probably the most valuable card out of the ones that I submitted. And I think the PSA or the SGC count on this 10 is like really, it's below 5. I think it's like 4 or 5 or 3 or something like that for the Topps Chrome refractor. He's one that I'm really going to get a lot more of his Topps Chrome and just all his rookies. I'm going to try to get more of and get as many 10s as I can. He's on a Hall of Fame trajectory, especially now that he's out in St. Louis. If they can win like a World Series out there, and he got away from Coors, so now it's not, he won't have that held against him when he's, goes to retire, being played his entire career at Coors, and that's why his numbers are up. I think he's going to be a 400 or 500 home run guy when it's all said and done. And was he at like 9 Gold Gloves right now already? So he's going, as long as he doesn't have no devastating injury, he's easily on a Hall of Fame career path. So he's someone who I definitely would look at getting rookie cards in at the price that they are at now. But I think this one goes for around like 150 SGC 10. I think this is when I may consider crossing over to PSA. But that's it, y'all. So I mean, all in all, I mean, I think that the pricing, the turnaround time is pretty good. I was definitely happy. That upper deck, this upper deck Jordan, I'm telling you, this one right here, this one I thought was like to be honest, I thought this was probably like one of the no doubter 10s that I sent in. And seeing this black smudge on here, like I said, I know I did not put that smudge on there. This smudge right here, that is not from me. So that happened during grading process, and I'm really pissed off. That's what turned this thing into being a daggone 10. So that's really upsetting. So that's, I don't know. I was gonna do another submission to SGC right away, because like I probably got like close to 100 cards I want to get graded, and I just don't know if I want to pay PSA prices right now. But that's troubling. Seeing that smudge on there that was not there when I sent it in makes me a little bit worried, to be honest with you. But all in all, I mean, with the rest of them, I mean, like I said, I'm happy with the fact that I did a pretty good pre-screening myself to where everything is. I think I had 8 cards. I had 3 10s, 5 9s. I would have liked to have seen 5 10s and 3 9s, obviously. But I'm happy. I was pretty confident that I was going to have all 9s and 10s and no 8s, and I at least I accomplished that. I didn't get any 8s, and I think that's what you want to shoot for when you want to shoot for all 10s. But I think usually if you can get 9s and 10s, you're doing pretty good. So good plus with the pre-screening, plus with the turnaround time on them. Not a plus with this messing up my daggone card. And like I said, I mean, this one is probably, as a 9, it's probably like a $15, $20 card. As a 10, it's probably closer to 100. I think a PSA 10 of this is closer to like 200-300 plus. So I mean, a 10 of this would not have been, it would have been like probably like $100 card, 80, 90, $100, something like that. But a 9 is probably like 15, $20. So meaning that I probably lost money on that one. But anyways, hope you all enjoyed the video. Hope you found this helpful as far as like maybe some of the pricing and turnaround times and overall experience. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.